This is Shelley Kraft coming to you live on SNN Live. We're at the LD Micro main event at the Lux Hotel, 2014, right here in Bel Air, California. I have next to me Mr. Alan Wilson of Jericho Oil Corporation. It's a public company. Let me give you two symbols, JCO on the TSX Venture and JROOF in the US. Welcome to SNN Live.
Thanks for having us here, Shelley. Appreciate it.
It's great to have you. So let's talk about Jericho, starting with an overview of the company.
Sure. We're in maybe one of the unsexiest sectors that was the sexiest about 2 weeks ago. We're in the oil business. However, we entered the oil business earlier this year, but our view of being a junior company was focusing on profitability. So we are targeting sort of high margin oil as opposed to the big high volume shale plays. So we look to produce oil for $40 or less.
So how are the pickings?
The pickings are pretty good. We started in Kansas, very oil-friendly state, been a top 10 oil producer since the turn of the century, the 1900s. And actually in the last couple of weeks, opportunity seems to be knocking because there's a few oil producers out there struggling because they maybe a little less margins than we do.
And it might be big companies. You're not buying distressed assets because some of these big companies, I don't want to steal your thunder, but there's some good stuff around. There
is, and very fortunately, we raised, just over a month ago, topped up the treasury with another $4 million, all from existing shareholders. So we have over $5 million right now, so we're well positioned to go in there and maybe pick off some of these majors or juniors. We're not fussy.
So what's been the biggest event that's happened for the company in 2014?
Well, we're very new. We started our first drill program in April. We doubled production by August, and we're currently in our second drill program. So we're going to exit the year with tripling our production in a short 9 months.
How does the price of oil affect you?
Listen, there's not a CEO in the world that won't want to sell their oil for $100 a barrel. But we've always modeled it around the $80 price. I know we sit at 68 today, but we can produce it for 40. So the key is making money.
What's your background?
My background is predominantly finance, although I've been around the resource sector for the past 20 years. Been involved in natural gas, but oil has always been my favorite.
You know, in Texas, they call it Earl, right?
They do, but Texas is the one place you may not see us. Very competitive state, high royalty structure, and maybe a few people a little smarter than me. Right now in Kansas, we're one of the biggest players around, which is a good place for us to be as a junior company. Let's look at 2015, because 2014 is done. Correct.
Let's talk about the future.
Well, as I said, in the first quarter, I'd like to be providing guidance saying we're going to become close to profitability. That's our first platform, so we're in Kansas. We want to add a second and third platforms, and we'll be able to do that with our treasury and out of our cash flow.
So in terms of growth, how are you going to go ahead and build the growth of the company? Let me tell you where I'm going with this question. You can grow organically through your own drill programs, or you can grow through acquisition. So in 2015, are you going to blend those two?
Exactly, Shelley. You said we're going to do both. It's Kansas with scale. So we started the year, we drilled 150 wells in Kansas this year. We'll continue that drill program, but we will look to do an acquisition. Likely to be Oklahoma, Illinois. It'll be onshore North America.
Besides oil going back to $120 a barrel, what's your biggest wish?
My biggest wish is a good acquisition. I don't want to be, taking advantage of someone's misfortune, but unfortunately, I have to take care of the shareholder. So if there's an opportunity out there, we're going to take advantage of it.
Now you're a public company. You're in the U.S. and in Canada, correct?
Correct. In fact, although we started trading on the TSX Venture Exchange December 1st, yesterday we started trading on the OTCQX under the symbol JROOF or JROOF.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for more information, Alan, please give us your website.
Sure, very simple. JerichoOil.com. That's www.jerichooil.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Wilson, whether he knows it or not, he's an Earl man from Jericho Oil Corporation. I'm going to give you two publicly traded symbols, JCO on the TSX Venture and JROOF in the US. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNN Live, and we're coming to you live from the LD Micro main event at the Lux Hotel in Bel Air, California, 2014. Thanks, Alan.
Thank you for having me, Shelley. Appreciate it.